we are starting revising uh, the physiography of Indian subcontinent. So let's start the Himalayan terrain of Indian subcontinent. सो अपने को समझना है तो हिमालय में सबसे पहले अपने को समझा जाए कि ट्रांस हिमालयन पार्ट को डायग्राम्स तो बेकार सा है बट इट विल एनी हाउ हेल्प अस सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ट्रांस हिमालय तो ट्रांस हिमालय में स्टार्ट करेंगे तो देर आर थ्री हिमालय सो काराकोरम रेंज देन देर इज ए लद्दाख रेंज एंड देर इज ए जास्कर रेंज सो काराकोरम रेंज में यू हैव Mount Rakaposi, K2, Gasser Brum in the Karakoram range. And in the Ladakh range, you have the Ladakh Plateau. And in the Jaskar range, you consider them all as the Trans-Himalayan region. Okay. So the Karakoram range has a lot of glaciers that you need to remember. That is Baltair, Biafo, Baltair, Hisper, Batura, Hisper, Biafo, Baltar, Siachen. They are all non-polar glacier. सियाचिन इस पे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है कि नुब्रा वैली के is the feeding zone for the Siachen glacier. This is one thing that and Ladakh range का ही एक extension है the Kalas range. ट्रांस हिमालय पढ़ने के बाद वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द ग्रेटर हिमालयस ओके सो द ग्रेटर हिमालयस को ही हिमाद्री कहते हैं नाउ द ग्रेटर हिमालयस हैव सम पार्ट इन द लोअर foothills of the Jaskar range so that you have one mountain range or mountain Nanga Parvat here okay so Nanga Parvat here and then in the Uttarakhand basically you have the whole lot of peaks like the Mount Kemet, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Nanda Devi, Trishul, Bandarpunch. So Bandarpunch where the Yamuna river is originating. So there's a Badrinath, Kedarnath is there only and from Uttarakhand we need to focus at the Nepal borders, and that's along with the Uttarakhand and the UP areas. So the keyword here is the Demjem. So the Demjem you can go through D for Dholagar, A for Annapurna, G for Gori, M for Mansalu Himal, G for Gauri Sankar, E for Everest, M for Maikal, I think. Yeah, M for Makalu. The Maikal range so Maikal range is there in Chhattisgarh, I think. So Makalu range is there. So this is part of your Himadri. Yeah, Himadri. And the same extension for the Greater Himalayas goes in the northeast to the Namcha Barwa. Okay, and okay, this is one part. And the same extension for the Ladakh goes to the Kailas range. Okay, and then we go to the lesser Himalaya that we call Himachal or the middle Himalaya, we can say. Okay, upper Himalaya, middle Himalaya, or the middle Himalaya is the the Himachal, and you can say the name is what's the name? Uh, the So for the lesser Himalaya, we start with Jammu Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh region. This region. So we started with Pir Panjal and Dhauladhar. Pir Panjal, Dhauladhar. Then we have Nagtibba, Mussoorie, Kumaon range. Okay, Nagtibba, Mussoorie, Kumaon range, and this is all in Uttarakhand. And the Mussoorie range ka extension is the Mahabharat range in the Nepal for the lesser Himalaya. So for the Great Himalaya and the Lesser Himalaya, there is an MCT between that, and for the Lesser Himalaya, the Sivalik is the MBT. Sivalik का foothills को ही Chos बोलते हैं. So we come along with various foothills regions that is the extensions or the regions where the plains are starting on. So we come to see the Dwar regions here uh, between the so when you see the Ladakh range, it is actually between two rivers, between the Indus River and the Syok River and the Syok River and the Indus River. Okay, and the Jaskar range, when you see this is between the Sindhu River and the Kashmir Valley. Okay, so this thing you need to understand, and After that, there is a concept of dune. Dunes are found here. Dunes, dwars are found here. And Dwar basically it is the foothills of the northeastern Himalayas. That is the Dwar. Um, the Dwars are there particularly reach out to Bhutan and they act as the fertile soil for the plantations ground there in the northeast. This is one part. Doon is the area here in the you can say the Uttarakhand region. So the Himalayas has their extension in the northeast. So when you see Sikkim, there's a Namcha Barwa. Uh, in the northeast, in the Arunachal, Mismi, Abor, Dafla, Mismi, Abor, Miri, Dafla, Miri, Abor, Mismi. DMAM uh, is the mnemonic here. And after that, Naga Hills, there's Lime Atoll Hills in the Manipur, and then Mizoram in the Mizu Hills. And we have the Meghalaya. So Meghalaya is originally the part of the Central Peninsula, but it was bifurcated, and there's a Malda fault created by the sediments from the Brahmaputras in the Ganga basin. Okay, so the Bareil Range is the range that connects the Himalayas with the Meghalaya, Meghalaya range. So Meghalaya has its own mountain system of Garo, Khasi, Jaintia hills is there. So there is some river-based differentiation also. So first of all, you need to remember the Sindhu River, the Sindhu and Satluj. The river is the Himalaya, the Kashmir Himalaya between the Satluj and the Kali River. There is a Kumaon Himalaya. Between the Satluj and the uh, Kali, there is a Kumaon Himalaya, and between Kali and Tista, there is a Nepal Himalaya, and between Tista and Dihang, there is Assam Himalaya. So in Assam Himalaya, you can say uh, Assam Nepal Himalaya contains of lot of high peaks. So Kathmandu Valley is there. In Assam Himalaya, we have Namcha Barwa kind of uh, peaks. So Kumaon Himalaya, we have the Flower Valley and Kashmir Valley. We have the Kashmir Valley system. So this is the see मोटा मोटी इंडिया का mountain system. I think we have covered most of it. And when it comes to understanding the Indian uh, mountain system, so this is a very huge list. So we're starting with Aravalli range. So Aravalli extended from your Gujarat, uh, Rajasthan, then Haryana up to Delhi. So the Raisina Hills, they're actually part of the extended part of the Aravalli. Okay, this is one thing. And in the Gujarat, you see the Gir range, the Kathiawar Peninsula is there in the Gir. So some ranges are there in the Gujarat as well. So we will start with MP. So MP particularly the two major blocks, the Vindhya and the Satpura range that we need to remember. Between the Vindhya and the Satpura, there is a river called Narmada is flowing from west to east, and between Satpura Vindhya and Satpura, there is a Narmada River, and downline the Satpura, we have the Tapti River. Okay, now we need to understand one more thing. So the mnemonic here is का मामा असली राज तो आप ही का है का mama. So the Kaimur Hills. So the Kaimur Hills actually its extension to the Rajmahal Hills. And the Kaimur Hills is the only hill that you can say bifurcate the Son River and the Ganga River, and they will merge at after a long distance in the Patna. Okay, so this is one thing, and the Son River is originating from the same radial drainage of the Amarkantak region. Okay, So the first is the Kamur Hills. So Kamur, uh, uh, so the Vindhya, Bhandir, and Kamur, you can say they are the area here. So if you see the MP, so this is the Malwa Plateau, Bundelkhand Plateau, Bagelkhand Plateau. Here is only the Bhandir range, and here there is the Kemur range. So this area is the you can say consider as the Vindhya range. So this is the Satpura range. There the most of the Satkhand, the Satpura, the seven hilly regions that is found in the Satpura ranges. So the first one is you can say the you can say at the very easternmost we have Amarkantak. Okay, Amarkantak, the Maikal range. So Amarkantak is the origin of Narmada, Son, then Kya, Ma for Maikal, Ma for Mahadev. So in Mahadev, Dhupgarh is the highest peak in MP. Okay, then we have Asirgarh and Rajpipla. Okay, so Rajpipla is national park also. So we understood that Kamur, Amarkantak, Ka Mama for Mahadev. For one Ma is for the Maikal, one for is the Mahadev Dhupgarh. Asli Ras to Apika Asli is the Asirgarh, and this is Rajpipla. Okay. So since it is west to east flowing rivers, so they are creating gorges. So they are following the deep gorges. So it is good for the hydroelectric projects. So Panna diamond mines is there. So Malwa Plateau, it is like one of the area where we found where the black soil is found. Okay. So Chambal Betwa Cane is found at the upper tributary of the Vindhya, and the down we find the Narmada Tapti river. Okay, these are the things that we need to remember from the Maharashtra point of view. Then we go to Maharashtra. So Maharashtra, we basically bifurcate into the river system. So at the very top, we need to find out the origin of the Tapi River. So Tapi River is like following in this uh, from the MP to Tapi. So Tapi, there is a Godavari. There's a Bhima River. There's a Krishna River. So Tapi, Godavari, Bhima, and Krishna. So now between Tapi and Godavari, you need to find out the Ajanta and the Satmala caves. Okay. So Ajanta caves, they are the basaltic caves, and the Ajanta hills, Ajanta range, the very down side of that, we found the Ajanta famous Ajanta caves there. Okay, and Ajanta and Satmala range is there, and between the Godavari and the Krishna River, Godavari and Bhim River, we find out like Harishchandra and Balaghat. Okay, so Harishchandra and Balaghat. So Harishchandra is here, Balaghat is here. So first is the Balaghat, then Harishchandra. And the Mahabaleshwar, this that was the origin of the Krishna River. So Mahabaleshwar is the origin of the Krishna River. So we have completed Harishchandra and Balaghat, and at the end we have the Mahabaleshwar, and the Kalsuba is the highest peak that is below Godavari. Okay, so for the Maharashtra, we need to understand these ghats as well. So basically, uh, Mumbai, Nasik, and Pune. So Mumbai and Nasik, there is a Thal Ghat, and the Mumbai and Pune, there is a Bhor Ghat. Okay, so Krishna River, we need to understand, and the Maharashtra, we need to understand like this, like the upper region. So the upper region, uh, so the black soil is famous here. So why the cotton industry is famous? So the humid climate of the Mumbai is best for weaving, and the black soil found in the Vidarbha region. So they are beneficial for raising the cotton there. Okay, so this is one thing that we understood, and the black soil, it lack of like other, like it is rich of the iron, uh, and other compounds, but it lack of particularly the nitrogen, phosphorus, and other organic compounds, the humid compounds, humus compounds. So it requires a lot of fertilizers as well. So the and see there are a lot of rivers, but due to that of upland regions, they got deprived and they are the water stressed regions. And let's come to Karnataka. So in Karnataka, basically we are like distributing it from the you can say the Deccan Plateau is on the very upside, and there's a Karnataka Plateau, there's a Telangana Plateau. So if you see the Karnataka Plateau and we divide it into the Medans, the northern Medans they are the black soil, the southern Medans they are of the laterite soil. So the upper regions we can see the cotton flourishing, and in the downside region we are seeing the cashew nuts and the tapioca soil. So even though in the westernmost part they are the Sahyadri zone, so we are seeing the less evergreen forest of the Western Ghats here. Okay, so the first one is the uh, CD and Agumbe. Okay, so basically you need to remember Baba Budan. So Baba Budan is basically famous for their coffee hills, and highest peak here is the Mulangiri. So in the Baba, just inside of the Baba Budan hills, we have the Mulangiri hills. Uh, Mulangins, then Kudremukh is for the iron ore famous. So Brahmagiri is the origin for the Kaveri river, and the Bilgiri Rangan is basically at the site of the eastern and western Ghat meeting complex zone. So these are the things that we need to remember. The trick here is कि बाबा मुल्ला सा इतने कूदे कि ब्रह्म के रंग में रंग दे कि बाबा मुल्ला सा इतना कूदे कि रंग ब्रह्म के रंग में रंग दे तो बाबा बुदान मुल्ला सा मुल्लाइंगिरी इतना कूदे कूदे से कुदरे मुख कि ब्रह्म के ब्रह्मगिरी के रंग में गिरी रंगन गिरगिरी रंगन. Okay. And then if we see the Kerala basically uh, the NAC, the Nilgiri, Agastya Malai, and the Cardamom Hills. So the Cardamom Hills and the Nilgiri and the Agastya Malai basically see Nilgiri and the Agastya Malai. This is the Palghat Pass, and the Agastya Malai and the uh, Cardamom Hills. This is Senkottai Pass. Okay, so Tamil Nadu, due to this Annamalai region, the monsoon is not reaching due to the northeast monsoon. So they need to wait for southeast monsoon for the Tamil Nadu. Okay. The Tamil Nadu basically, if you see the Nilgiri hills, the highest peak of the Nilgiri range, the Dodda Betta is actually in the Tamil Nadu. And similarly for the Cardamom hills, the highest peak that is the Agastyamalai, it is also in the and from the Agastyamalai there is a Tamirpurani river. So this is the perennial river in the Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu you see there is a Ponneya river and there is a Kaveri river system. So this Ponniyar and Kaveri actually is fragmenting the eastern hills, eastern Ghat ranges. Okay, and so you can see the Madurai to Kollam. So Madurai to Kollam in is Senkottai paths is connecting. Palghat is actually connecting the Palakkad to Coimbatore. So these are the regions that we need to understand. So the Palni Hills is there. Uh, uh, जावड़ी जाओ जी सेवई में पंच मेवा डाल के सीरी जी को पिलाओ तो जावड़ी जिंजी सेवरोई पंचमलाई. Panchmalai is the green lustrous. Sevroi is famous for the bauxite. Jowri is for the sandalwood, and you need to remember it from the red centers that is the Sisachalam hills. The Dodda Betta is there, the highest peak. Jowri sandalwood. Jowri hills. Jowri Jinji Sevroi. Jowri Jinji Sevroi. Uh, you need to understand Panchamalai, Pachamalai, and Sirumalai Palni Hills in the southern area of the uh, hill zones, the Agastimalai, Mahendgiri. Hmm. So when it comes to when it comes to Andhra Pradesh, we have the Nallamalai, Velikonda range. So any kind of konda you find belongs to Andhra. So Arnakonda, that is the highest one. It is in Andhra Pradesh. So there's a Papi Hills, Polavaram. So there's a Godavari River, and the upside of the Godavari River we have the highest range, the Arakonda range. And these Papi Hills actually, this is the Polavaram project, irrigation project that is quite famous in news. It is in the Godavari basin only, Papi Hills. And then in between the Godavari and the Krishna, there is the Nallamala. So this Nallamalai Hills actually, you can say, uh, this Nallamalai is the reason for the Nagarajan Sachilam Tiger Reserve. Okay, so the largest tiger reserve in the Andhra Pradesh. So we have Sisachalam, Velikonda, and Perikonda. Sisachalam, and then Velikonda and Paikonda. Like Velikonda, Paikonda, Sisachalam, Paikonda, Sisachalam. This is the northern Sitkar region. मोटा मोटी इतना याद रहे. उड़ीसा में घरजाट hills. We have Malaygiri, Mahendgiri, Devdi Munda. Okay. This is the famous areas in the Devmali. So Devmali is the highest here in the Odisha. So Garjat Hills, Malaygiri is a Simlipal area. Mahendragiri and the Devmali. So Mahendragiri, a lot of people are saying, but Devmali is the highest peak in the Odisha. So Odisha is the huge reserve of the bauxite, hematite, chromite. Okay. It's also the limestone barriers asbestos is found in the Andhra Pradesh, and also the bauxite is also found in the Tamil Nadu also. The first largest coastline is the Andhra Pradesh. Second largest coastline is the Andhra. So for this for Tamil Nadu only. And after that, we find hills like in Jharkhand. We have the plateaus like this is the Chota Nagpur plateau. The Ranchi plateau is the biggest out of the Chota Nagpur plateaus, and the Hazari Blag plateau. Between the Hazaribagh and the Ranchi Plateau, there is a Damodar Rift Valley is there. Okay, so Damodar basically is passing through Chhattisgarh, Bengal, and the Jharkhand. So lifeline of the Jharkhand, even though it is a sorrow for the Bengal. Uh, so Rajmahal Hills is the northeast extension for that Jharkhand border. The Rajmahal Hills and Parakhat is the highest peak here. So the Kodarma is famous for mica. This is Gondwana coal we are getting. So in Chhattisgarh, it is also like we need to understand the Ramgarh range, Ramgarh Hills, the Maikal range. So Maikal Hills from the west part is Narmada is going on, and the east part Mahanadi going on. So Bastar Plateau is there. Kaulata is the highest peak. So if you go the highest peak wise, so if we start with Maharashtra, so Maharashtra is the highest. So the MP, so MP we have the uh, what was the name of that highest peak? Dhupgarh. Mahadev Dhupgarh is the highest peak in MP. In Maharashtra, we have the Kalsubai as the highest peak. In like Mulangiri in the Karnataka is the highest peak. Agastmala is the for the full Western Ghat. It is the highest peak. Uh, no, not Agastmala is the Annamalai Mudam in the Kerala only. And in Tamil Nadu, we have the Bodhabetta. Dodabetta is the highest. And for the Andhra, we have the Armakonda as the highest peak. So for the Odisha, we have Devdi, uh, Devmai, Devmali as the highest peak. And for the Chhattisgarh, we have Godlata as the highest peak. For the Jharkhand, we have Parisnath as the highest peak. So Particularly, this is the thing. So we understood some of the tribes as well. In the Kerala, we see the Toda tribe. Okay, in the in the Tamil Nadu, we also seen some tribes. Long one tribes we are seeing in the Vivities in the Odisha, the Bonda tribes in the Dongria Kond tribe. Uh, these are the things. Yeah, this is